Well, I think I just thought it was a great lacrosse game. You know, Cornell came out on fire like they do in many of their games this year. You got some early goals. We jumped into a zone just to try to slow the tempo down. I think they got a couple more when we were in the zone defense. And I thought I think we settled down. I was happy with the way the offense played. I thought we had some good possessions and we scored. And then we just didn't have the ball as much as we wanted to in the first half, especially off the face-offs. But I think face-off-wise, we settled down. We started to get some possessions off of that, which put some pressure on their defense. And you know, I think at the end of the second quarter, we really kind of hurried things offensively and defensively, clearing the ball. There was a little bit of a rush, or else we might have been able to bring them just a little closer at halftime. But really proud of these guys. You know, we've been in a lot of games like this year. And you don't really look at the scoreboard a lot. We just keep playing, and you know, we're able to come from behind and win the game. You know, get up by a couple, then win the game at the end. So, very big win for us. Probably be a big win for us in May too.
Questions for Syracuse?
Do you think that last goal was in after you beat you high?
I mean, I thought I read it well. I heard it hit something, so I figured it was the pipe, but I didn't know where it went, so that was really my big fear. I didn't know if it bounced out front or behind. We were lucky that it bounced back.
Coach, on what kind of proved to be the game-winning goal with Henry, you kind of just told everyone to get out of the way. Was that the strategy?
Well, they had changed their defense in the second half to basically, it looked like they were worried about our guys off the ball, so they just matched up and they tried to play man-to-man. They're doing a lot of short stick on Maltz or one of the attackmen, so they could bring another long stick up to cover one of the middies, like trying to get one on Henry and trying to get one on JoJo. And we were forced to go out and beat our guy. And when we did, because of the way they were playing defense, if we got by our guy, then we were going to get in and have a good shot on the goalie. And that's kind of what started to happen. I mean, at the end when we lost the ball, is that the one you're talking about, or the one we scored? Oh, yeah. Basically, we knew we had to make space for our middies who were dodging.
Brian, Rob had a stellar game, but didn't do anything amazing. What was your assessment of the matchup?
You know, Rob's a great player, and you know, I said going into this game, you know, we're gonna have to limit his points. You know, as a defensive unit, you know, he's gonna get his points, and he did. But I think we came out slow. We went into a zone early, and you know, they were beating us on the zone. And when we went back into man afterwards, we made our adjustments, and you know, I think we did a great job shutting him down in the second half. I don't think he had a point in the second half. So, you know, it's a real testament to our adjustments we made in halftime, and you know, everybody helping me out on defense, whether it was near slides or you know, coming early, and you know, our defense just did a great job shutting them down. You know, if we come out a little hotter in the first period, and you know, I think we came out a little soft. They went up 4-0. I think we took those 4 goals away, and I think we come out with a little bit more of a bigger outcome.
Brian, you know, I saw the quick slide. You were quick to double him. You were in his hands the whole game. You know, once you guys got settled down, I never really saw him put the ball on the ground, though, despite all that pressure. He still seems to get his looks. He still seems to take these unorthodox shots. You know, how much discipline does it take for you to cover that guy for an entire game?
You know, it takes a lot. It's tough. You know, I've been saying to myself the last 3 days, you know, I can't go for a stick because, you know, it's just not going to come out. Not nowadays with the way the sticks are. And, you know, Rob's the best in the game at it. He's great at it. He always knows when the ball's in his stick. He's got, you know, great handles. So, you know, it was more me playing body and not letting him get his hands free, really, to get a good shot. I think he had one contortion shot where he went behind the back or something like that, and, you know, he almost stung it, so I think Dom saved it. But, you know, you're not going to get the ball from a guy like that. You know, we just got to play sound defensively off ball, head on a swivel, and, you know, I just got to stay right on his hands, and I think we did a great job all game.
Brian, like you said, you guys switched it up between zone and man, going back and forth. How does the ability to make those adjustments really help the Syracuse defense?
You know, it helps a lot. Give us a little, you know, diversity, especially for teams when they're coming in. You know, they don't really know what to prepare against. I think we got to do a better job in our zone. I didn't think we did a great job today. We definitely done a lot better. But you know, that's something we're going to look at the film, and you know, we're going to get better at it. But I thought our man-to-man defense after the first period was, after the first quarter was, you know, amazing. And you know, we got to keep that going forward and you know, limit the mistakes, especially coming down to crunch time.
Jojo, what were you thinking as they put you in that 4-0 hole 5 minutes in?
Say that again, sorry.
What were you thinking as they put you in that 4-0 hole 5 minutes in?
You know, it's tough. You got to, it's especially on the sideline where they had the ball most of the time. They won the first couple faceoffs, and we're just on the sideline trying to keep our legs going, trying to, you know, cheer on our defense. We believe in our defense, though. They get us the ball a lot. It shows when we get the ball. We've been taking such good shots this year. We're normally scoring almost every possession. So, you know, you just got to stay relaxed, and we tell each other on the sideline to we're going to get the ball and we're going to put it in the net, and it showed in this game.
Jojo, you, Luke, and
Scott Loy each had 4 points today. Henry had the 1 goal playing with you guys late in the game. What was allowed you guys to be so successful in the first midfield?
You know, from day one, and we've come together as a group, and you know, I think we just complement each other so well. And these guys, like Luke, finally, you know, he stayed away from hitting the post and put the ball in the back of the net. And that's what he's been doing every time in practice and most of the game. So it's great to see these guys constantly step up each game, and you know, we feel so comfortable out there with each other. And Coach Donahue is really helping us with the offense, and Coach Desco, and you know, everything's coming together for us.
Coach, Luke Cometti had 3 goals in the second half there. How was he able to find the net so many times?
Well, I think it goes back to they kind of changed their defense, and they were forcing us to go in one-on-one. I think they had slid to us early, to our Dodgers, and we were able to find the open guys for good looks on their goaltender. And in the second half, it looks like they just changed their mind and said, you know, we're very athletic defensively, and we're going to see if they can beat us one-on-one and not let them have a lot of assisted goals. So I think it came down to him beating his guy and going in to score.
On Cornell's last time out, you were in the huddle with Coach Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
What was said in there?
A lot was being said. They had run a play a couple of times, especially with number 42 English, and we didn't want to slide from Cornell, so we had to change the slide package a little bit. So we relied on these guys going on the field really to communicate to see who was going to be the nearest man to the ball and make sure the other 4 guys had to cover up for him.
And Jojo, what was Kevin telling you guys in the offensive play?
You know, if there's a chance if we do get the ball, you know, try to run out the rest of the clock, and you know, he's just trying to make sure that we trust our defense, and hopefully they can finish up the game for us.
Coach, it seemed like a lot of times in the game, offense was holding the ball for a long period of time. Were you surprised there wasn't a stall warning call the entire game?
A little bit, but you know, these officials, you know, they've all played the game, and you could see that we weren't trying to stall the ball. Cornell wasn't trying to stall the ball. There was just good defense being played. And the referees called different areas. You know, when we were down in Villanova, it was called, you know, almost right away all the time. But I think these guys got a good feel for the game. Now, there were a couple times maybe they could have called it, but they knew both teams were trying to go to the goal. Neither one of these teams is a stalling team.
John, the last 3 quarters, Cornell only had 6 goals. Rob Pennell didn't score a point. What kind of stood out to you about your guys on defense?
A lot of things. I thought Brian did a really nice job on him, and then when he found a little crack, I think Don came up big. I thought Don played well in the second half. Not that he played poorly in the first. Guys like Busick were, you know, literally shooting the ball exactly in the corner. And I was impressed with how precise they were. But I think we settled down. I think the change, you know, I think going from man, where they came out really quick, zone, like any zone, you have to kind of stop, slow down, figure it out, let your offense work against it, and take good opportunities. And then going back to man probably helped us. But I think we had some good individual play, and I think our goalie was good. I think we hit the ball more in the second half too. You know, we won more face-offs, so that gave it to our offense. So that helped in that situation too.
John, conversely, I think at one point in the game, they were out shooting like 20-7, but the score was only 6-5 or 7-5.
Right.
So you had scored 5 goals on 7 shots. Just how good a shooting team, I mean, it's game after game now. In terms of the teams you've had, how good does this team shoot the ball?
Well, you know, we've been pretty good. We've been pretty efficient, and we try to be because we wanted to take the pressure off our defense. And, you know, we have looked at the shots the past few games, going, you know, we're not shooting a lot. But on the other hand, the ball's in the back of the net. It's going wide, and we're getting another opportunity to shoot the ball. So I think it's really about efficiency and how well the offense has been playing and shooting the ball.
Coach, you talked about it briefly, but that man defense versus the zone defense allows you guys to do a lot of adjustments. When do you decide to switch it up, and how does that make you so versatile in defense?
Well, you know, we haven't done a lot of it this year. You know, we've done it in times. We did it at the end of the Princeton game. Just, you know, their offense is, you know, really explosive, and with the amount of time left in the game, we just threw it out there, throw it down. Heck, Jim Behan's been doing it all year. We thought we might try it once or twice. So it's, you know, it's been effective for us, and I think anytime, you know, you change, it makes the opposing team's offense think.
What do you see from the back line in front of you in the last 3 quarters?
Are you talking about defensively?
Yeah.
I feel like we played really well defensively. Rob had all of his points, all of his goals in the first quarter. I mean, he was trying to force some shots in there, or some passes into the middle at the end, and I mean, we were just picking up on it real well. Matt Harris came down and made some really good checks from the top, and I feel like our middies really started to just slump down and help out there.
It seemed like you had to come out of the goal a lot more this game than in the last game with the clears. Why was that? Were they jumping and riding a lot better than you've seen in past games?
Well, a couple of those I just picked up the ball outside of the goal. It wasn't me just running around. But yeah, they had. I think it was Rob Cornell was in my face off of a save most of the time. So I would try to fake it to one side and he would bite on it, and I just took off. I think it was the second quarter. I took it over the midline and I made a bad pass to Jenkins. But other than that, I mean, our guys were moving out there pretty well. I should have been hitting them easier, but we got the job done.
John, are you focusing more in faceoffs on the negative of starting so slow, or the positive of being able to make adjustments in the game?
You know, I think we've really, the last few games, focusing more on, our wing play. But the Cornell kid was getting out tonight, he was getting out the front, and a lot of them were near fast breaks. So the focus there was just to cut them off and not let them get the fast break off of it. And it's a work in progress. We keep going, and like I've said before, sometimes it's a matchup issue. Some guys just have better technique to counter other guys' moves, and that's why we put the other kid in too for a few. But Daddio adjusted well. Our wings did better. We'll keep working on that. And some of our wings are offensive players, so sometimes coming off a goal, we're not able to get those guys back out there, so we go with defensive players.
Final question for Syracuse?
Ryan, the crowd was in it the entire game on both ends. What can you say about just the energy in the building tonight?
It was amazing. I mean, first to start off, it was loud. I think it was the rain, but when we started playing well, we came back from that 4-goal deficit. Our crowd really got into it, and when you're on the field, you don't really hear it that much. It's weird. You're so focused in the game. It's like you only hear the guys on the field, and everything else outside of it. You don't even hear. I don't even think I heard the band once the whole game. But when you hear that sound with 1 minute remaining and the dome just erupts, you feel it in your body, and it's just it's one heck of a feeling. And it's great to come out of here with a win and take the upstate rivalry and bring the trophy back to Cary Dome.